You two are still thinking before you move rather than just moving. I'm afraid this habit is especially strong with you, Vegeta. This overthinking is limiting your fighting speed. But you have problems too. Being too relaxed can also be a weakness.
What's up, BP Squad, and welcome back to another video. Today, guys, we're gonna talk about how we as martial artists can learn from both Goku and Vegeta fighting styles. The clip from Dragon Ball Super in the beginning of this video says a lot about Goku and Vegeta. And I think as a martial artist, we can really learn from what we said about Goku and Vegeta. We've been following these two stands for a long time. We've seen them battle against some of the toughest enemies in the anime realm, suffer defeats, have victories, overcome so many obstacles, and even fight against each other. Which I'm gonna say, the first fight between Goku and Vegeta was the better fight. That's just me. You guys let me know in the comments, which fight was better? 1, 2, or maybe a potential 3. Let's see what happens. But as I said, we followed these two for a long time, and we also learned a lot. Despite them being Saiyans and having this voracious appetite to fight, these two Saiyan warriors have two distinctive fighting styles. Goku is a lot more relaxed, a lot more kind of like in the moment type of fighter. Vegeta, not as relaxed, more stiff, more rigid, and he's just gonna overwhelm you with so much force. Vegeta is a bit more analytical, which leads to him being more tense, but that's what we said. He talked about Vegeta being more tense and rigid when it comes to his training, which is gonna also leak into your fighting style. Vegeta is largely influenced with volition to defeat or be better than Goku, aka Kakarot. That's mostly his desire in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Vegeta wants to be better than Kakarot. When he goes through his own dialogue in his head, I want to be the best in the elite, I gotta be stronger than Kakarot. This voracious desire to be better than someone else, you're gonna overthink things. And that's gonna leak into your training, into your martial arts style. Whether you believe it or not, what you do on a repeated basis is gonna dictate your behavior. Vegeta is more aggressive than Goku, more analytical with his approach to fighting, and more tactical when comparing to Goku. Now see, as a martial artist, if you're over analytical, you're too tactical with your approach, you can often become very tense and very rigid because you're overthinking things. You're not letting your body just naturally flow. And this causes your movements to be a bit more robotic, a bit more stiff, not allowing you full autonomy versus Goku, especially with Ultra Instinct. So when you're too tense, either in a match or sparring, you use a lot more energy because you're thinking too deeply about things. You're not letting things just go. You're expending a whole lot more energy when you're throwing strikes, or you might be grappling with your opponent and you're just so tense where you get tired a lot faster versus the person who's a bit more relaxed. So you're getting tired faster. And let alone, you're probably not even capable of fully utilizing your power, your speed, whatever attributes that you have, you're not fully able to properly utilize it because you're way too tense. Think about it, when you throw a punch, if you're too tense from the moment it leaves your guard all the way to the end, it's gonna be slower, and it's also not gonna have that lasting impact that it's probably capable of, but because you're too tense, you're not able to get that whip-like motion when you throw a punch. You're gonna feel like you're making more of an impact because you feel strong when you throw your punch. When throwing a punch, you don't wanna be tense from the moment you leave your guard to the moment you make impact. You wanna be relaxed, and then the moment you get close to reaching your target, that's when you tense up to fully maximize your power. And it's also gonna be a whole lot faster. So when we said Vegeta is a lot more stiff, a lot more rigid when it comes to his training, that's also gonna play a role into his fighting capability. So Vegeta isn't able to fully maximize his attributes because he's not really relaxed. On the contrary, Goku, who's a lot more relaxed, you might think that's a great thing to have, but it has its drawbacks. You wanna be able to adapt to your environment, adapt to your opponent. If you're too relaxed, what does that ultimately lead to? It can lead to you losing focus and awareness in a fight. Think about being overly consumed by the moment. Let's say you're sparring your opponent and you just piecing them up. That's gonna lead you to getting too relaxed, and then you're gonna make a mistake. Because remember, in a sparring match, a fighting match, one punch can change anything. One kick, you gotta make sure you don't get too relaxed when it comes to fighting. So like when we said, Goku, you're too relaxed. Both Goku and Vegeta enjoy the thrill of fighting, and both of them make the same dumb mistake, letting their opponent get too strong where It's too far out of their reach. However, I will say Goku seems to enjoy those moments a lot more versus Vegeta. Vegeta's end game is he wants to destroy you. Goku, I'm just trying to fight you because I enjoy this. The only fight in Dragon Ball Z where I can say he really took that fight serious was probably Frieza is the only opponent I can think of where Goku took this guy very, very serious. He still had those moments where he kind of played with him and he also gave him a second chance. But you guys let me know in the comments which opponent you think Goku really took very serious other than Frieza, if you don't think it's Frieza. Goku gets really consumed by the moment. He just enjoys the thrill of fighting. And so when you're overly consumed by the moment and you're on top, one wrong move can change anything. Like in a boxing match. Let's say you're going against a puncher, a guy that hits really hard, and you're beating his behind. You get too relaxed, one punch changes everything. It erases everything. So you don't want to get too relaxed where it leads to your downfall. That's the main problem with Goku, like Whis highlighted. He's far too relaxed, whereas Vegeta is far too stiff. That's why as martial artists, we can learn from almost anything. The biggest thing, you want to be adaptive. Be relaxed the moment you need to be stiff and rigid. Think about taking a body shot. If you're too relaxed when taking a body shot, they tend to hurt because your muscles aren't able to absorb that power. But when you tense up your body in preparation for that punch landing, the punch doesn't hurt as much. So you have to be adaptive to whatever your opponent is doing to you, to the environment, and more importantly, remain aware of what you're doing. And this explains in Super Goku and Vegeta's final forms. Goku Ultra Instinct and Vegeta Ultra Ego. Ultra Instinct is more of an autonomous form. You kind of focus on precision, on defense, and reacting to your opponent. Hence why Goku does a wonderful job of evading strikes, because he's super relaxed. He's able to read his opponent's movements. Whereas Ultra Ego Vegeta, he focuses on taking damage, so then that way he can deliver more damage. So the more damage that Vegeta takes, the stronger he becomes. Vegeta taps into his destructive nature. Goku taps more into like a calm, very relaxed nature. Hence the reasons why Goku is very relaxed, a lot more calmer. Vegeta, tense, rigid, but he can be destructive. And that's why I love the fact that Whis said what he said, because that ultimately can reflect your fighting style. Are you relaxed? Are you calm? Are you overly aggressive? Are you a pressure fighter? These different dynamics make up you as a fighter. And that's why we can learn so much from that and reflect on ourselves and say, hey, how can I improve in these areas? Just remember, as a martial artist, be adaptive, reflect, and be intentional. That scene from Dragon Ball Super said a lot about Goku and Vegeta, but it also could be something we could learn from. Just make sure you guys always remain intentional with whatever you're doing in life. Don't just do it aimlessly. Do it with the aim in mind, and you will always achieve your goal because you are intentional on what you're trying to do. That's my take from that scene on Dragon Ball Super. And if I had to pick Goku or Vegeta when it comes to my fighting style, I gotta say Goku. I'm a lot more relaxed myself. Sometimes I could be too relaxed as well. Figure out what's yours, sharpen that strength, but also strengthen that weakness. Guys, that's all I really have for you. You know what to do if you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you are properly subscribed. I'll see you guys next video. Peace and love as always. And now shave. Boom. We out, baby.